Alright guys, so it's been a few days since I recorded. I've been collecting parts. I got a disc brake kit for the front of this car, and then I got brake lines, got the front discs, I got back brake pads. I got bushings, but I got them wrong. I guess I gotta take them back and get them some new ones or some different ones. But man, I couldn't get this rear end. So the rear end, I centered it in the leaf springs, and I was having an issue because I kept coming over here and I had a big old gap between the tire and here. But I'd go to that side and it'd be real close. The gap was, it was real tight, like how it is right here. And I was like, what the heck? Like, why is this one so tight and the other side so loose? I couldn't figure it out. And I didn't look at the rims, and I put them back on the same spots they needed to be, so it just continued to happen the same way. But after looking at it for a while, walking around it, not wondering what the heck is wrong, I measured the rims, and these are a little offset more than the front ones. Do you see that? So we have a little lip and we have a big lip, and I wasn't paying attention to that. Thought they were on the right way, it's not my car. But happened to be that this front one was on that back one, and that back one was on this front one. So that's why it looked like it had a big old gap on the one side, like big old gap like that was, it's like that, a big old gap, and then the back was all tight, and I couldn't figure it out. Kept measuring, thinking, how am I getting my measurements wrong? This body's off, something's off, I don't understand. Like, these gaps were different, everything was different, and now I figured it out. I looked at the rims and I was like, wait, let me measure these rims. I measured them all the way around, and I realized this rim was on the front and that rim was on the back, and that was causing my issue. But now we have another issue. I think both sides are gonna rub now. So I think that's the new issue is, well, they're both close now. So it's a little off right now to that side, but yeah, so we're gonna center it back up now and see what happens when I set it back down on the ground and see if it rubs or what. But hopefully we're close enough that we don't rub. If not, close enough where I can just come in here and modify this where it won't rub. But yeah, it's just, I couldn't believe that. I don't know. Have you guys ever had that happen to you guys before, where the tires are offset and somebody put them on the wrong one? I didn't do that. That's the way it came. That was the issue it was having. I never thought to look at the rims and say, hey, those ones are wider than these ones, until now. So, new thing to remember now in my brain. Look at the rims. Oh, I can't believe that. I really can't. It's fucking funny. So, I don't know. These front ones might have to go on the back. The back ones might have to go on the front for now. I don't know yet. Maybe they might have to find a set like this for all four that are smaller lips. Because, yeah, they're just going to rub. They're just going to continue to rub if they're too wide. These are an inch wider. Each rim is an inch wider than the front. So, that's 2 inches wider in the rear than the front. So that 1 inch is really helpful to get past there. But yeah, now we figured it out. Then we can clamp everything back in, and I need the pinion angle. I figured the pinion angle needs to be at 6 because I put it at 3, and when I set it back down, the leaf springs went to about a 3, and that zeroed out. So I need to put this at about a 6 when this is at about a 0, so that when this goes up, it goes to about a 3, and then this zeroes this back to about a 3 until it's correct. So I need about a 6 on the pinion angle, and that's about right here where it's at right now when it's drooped like this. So at droop it needs to be at 6, and then at right height it needs to be at 3. So that's actually pretty cool, because then that means it actually raises to like a 6 at droop, and then at right height it goes back up to a 3, and then when it goes up more it should actually come in a little bit or change a little bit more. So that's actually pretty cool. I never thought about that on these leaf springs. But yeah, so that's what happened there. I can't believe that. But yeah, these are way out there. I mean, it'd be cool if we can shorten these axles, but we don't have the budget for that on this vehicle, so we have to figure something to do that. Alright guys, I'm all over the place with my ADD. Still haven't welded up the rear end yet. It's on there and centered and everything now though. But trying to get myself to start on these front brakes. Like I said, I got the disc brakes for them, so I'm gonna start disassembling everything and getting it cleaned and just start one side at a time. I'm waiting to hear back from a bunch of people so I can go pick up a bunch of things and hopefully bring home a new project by the end of the day. Yeah, gonna get busy, I think, right now and start him disassembling, and then I think I don't know if you guys want to see stuff disassembling and reassembling, but all right, gotta grab, I don't know if these are 11/16, 5/8 or something, and take them out. I probably have to take this guy. I hope I don't have to take it off first. Hope it comes with it. Hope it just comes with it. And then I just gotta disconnect the brake line over here and we'll get it off. So let me get those tools and then I'll get this apart. Alright, there we go. Got everything apart. Now we just gotta decrustify all this shit. Gotta decrustify all this and then we'll paint it, get all in here cleaned, clean up this top area and paint it. Probably clean this again one more time, paint it again. So it seems like it has a lot of crust on it still, this thing. And I'll take these brake lines out, start running new brake lines. I don't know if we're gonna go that route. That's a weird route to go over the tranny cross member like that or something. I don't know, I might come across the front and then, or something, and then come up to like right here and then this way, or I don't know, we'll do something, but we'll figure it out. Getting started on it. Just gotta do this other side now. And yeah, I'm not gonna show you this side, but this side's already leaking. Yeah, we're gonna pull this side apart. You can see I painted all up in here the other day. Still have some crusties I probably want to chip off again. And I just wanted to paint it so I could see the crustables and get them off. And then I'll get all this cleaned up too once we get it all off. But yeah, so that's what's going on today. Just pulling this apart and start getting it all ready, painted, and cleaned up, ready to put the disc brakes on. So got 2 new discs, new calipers, all the hardware to go with it. Or ended up coming out to 400. So it's all good. It's a nice little kit. I'm happy I didn't have to run around and try to find parts or nothing. The guy just has a complete kit. I don't know. Rock Auto, so I'm guessing he orders a bunch of separate pieces from Rock Auto and puts them all together into a kit, because he said he's been doing it for about 20 years. So yeah. All right, we're gonna jump on the other side and get it knocked out, get these disc brakes, get everything cleaned up, and get these disc brakes ready to go on. All right guys, sorry I can't show everything. I don't know if you're wet or not, but yeah, we'll leave you. All right guys, check it out. All nice and cleaned up more. See, the good paint stuck and the good and the bad paint came off, so that's what I wanted. And I know what to paint and what not to paint. But well, you know, I mean, now I can just paint everything because now all the nasty stuff came off. But we still got some chunks here and there. We'll have to blow it out, but a lot better. Not all chunky in here no more, and over here, all this. Now all this is clean too. Yeah, we'll have to blow it out. It's not perfect, but a lot better than it was. So we can throw some paint on it now once it's dry, and we'll start throwing the disc brakes on it probably in the morning. I'm gonna end up calling it quits for the day. It's Friday and I gotta go get this van, so gotta start planning on doing that. I still gotta get on this guy's truck too. Too many things to do, but once I get that van back, then I can kind of hustle and be doing all kinds of stuff. The new ride. What? Maybe? Got the helper with me over there. Oh shit. Eating shit today. Just cleaned up and don't look very much different, just cleaner. Hit up some polish now. And see if it looks better. I gotta look for Nate. shine it up a bit, but it's too hot, keeps drying on there. A lot of crud's sticking on it, so I'm gonna wait to do more. Probably just do this little bit of this side and see what it looks like. And yeah, tell the difference top to the bottom. So maybe a little bit shinier. See how it goes. Oh, one side done. Looks a little better. Looks a lot better. So I'll probably need another, like a 3000 wet sanding and a polish again. It has like a little bit of an orange peel, like a real fine orange peel, but it's clean looking. At least it's cleaned up now compared to, let's see, the other side. Compared to this side, which, well, it's in the sun now, so you can't really tell, but it ain't sparkly. So it's all faded looking. The motor's real clean in here. Real clean. Hopefully she starts up and runs. I'm trying to see if this battery will take any juice. But I don't think it will, so probably have to take it off and go get one. But shining up, you know what I mean? Shining up pretty good. You can see reflection in it. Like I said, it's like a fine orange peel to it, so I think a 3000 wet sand will be good on it. But we're gonna do paint touch up anyway, so once we do this paint touch up on all this thing, then we'll go over it with a nice wet sanding, all this paint touch up. And I'm thinking I'm gonna paint the roof a white. I think I'll come up here and do a rust treatment to the whole roof, all the rust spots. Fix this little dents here and there that I can pull out. And we're gonna take this probably off, fill in the holes, whatever holes are underneath it, because yeah, it's all giving out and shit. It's plastic's taking a shit. And probably pop these off because they're really not needed. All right, so she cranks over. She's getting gas pressure. I hear her cranking and popping, but we got to deal with that. I'm thinking maybe a fuel, what you call it, fuel injector, maybe chewed wire or something. But yeah, so I'll crank it over real quick. I hear the fuel pump. It's kicking over and it's wanting to fire, but it's not firing. So take off the distributor cap, clean it, clean all this shit off with the vacuum, and see what the injectors look like down in there. See if they've got any chewed wires or anything. But she's getting fuel somewhere because it went from not firing to now it's firing. All right, guys, so it's been a few days. Had to take a little vacation for Nathan's birthday, but came back, got everything painted up on this thing, all ready to go. Nice. Might have to get some little more paint to do some more touch up on it, but it's all pretty good for the most part. And I also got the Astro running when I got back. That was yesterday, so it starts and runs. Had to clean the fuel injector, the spider injectors out, and all that crap on the motor. But she starts, and got plenty of oil pressure. Pressure. Temperature gauge doesn't seem to work. Fuel gauge is working somewhat. It said a quarter tank yesterday, now it says a half tank today. Bolts are working. Oil pressure is good. Yeah, runs good. Just like I said, spider, all the spider injectors had to be cleaned out and put back in, and got that done. And I couldn't find anyone who had them locally to replace it, just so I would have had to order it. Would have ordered it on Rock Auto, so I didn't want to do that. But yeah, got it going. So next plan for this one is to start cutting it and putting hydraulics on it, I guess. Well, that's what I got it for, is to put hydraulics on. Get some Daytons for it hopefully soon. It's gonna look alright, I guess. It'll be alright. Be a little company project real quick to do. But yeah, coming back over here, we're gonna jump on these and start knocking everything out. I already did one of the races on these. I gotta do one more of the races, so you gotta pop out the old race, and it doesn't fit the bearing that comes with it, I guess. Very good, he says. So you pop out the old one and pop this one in. Yeah, this one sits in a little bit lower, and then comes with an adapter that I gotta put on the spindle. I guess you put some red Loctite on here and then put it on the spindle so it dries on there and sticks. And then once you pop this in with your grease, this will slide over, or this out, you know, will slide over this part on the spindle. Yeah, I don't know where that came from. That must be how it comes. But yeah, cool little kit. So we're gonna start getting it on there right now. I just gotta do, like I said, one more race on that other one, and then I'll start. I probably have to run to the store and get some grease too after we think I'm out. and pack these with grease, and like start putting everything together, assembling it all, and start getting the brakes all on there, and brake lines ran, so I can start hooking up the front brake lines. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now, getting back on it. Alright guys, it's been all day. Ended up doing transmission fluid on my cousin's Corvette. Drained some and we put some back in. I know Corvette's C5, the transmission's in the back. But I got this bearing race in on this one, and I went to go get it in on the other one, and I'll just show you. So I got everything else painted up. I gotta get another can so I could do some touch up. Looking good. But so this is the one. I gotta take it back to the guy in the morning. He's claiming I installed it with the wrong tool. I did it the same way I did the other one. The other one went right in. But yeah, this one, I had it stand a lot of this yesterday just to even get it somewhat to come in there, to sit in there. And then I knocked it in the rest of the way. I didn't knock it in all the way. I knocked it in about, I think about that far in right there, about halfway in. It was about flush with this. And that's about how far I got it in last night. And so I stopped and I said maybe in the morning I'll finish it off, knocking it the rest of the way in. And because I had to pound it, literally pound it with the fucking sledgehammer to get it in. It fucked up the edge a little bit. You know, it made it bigger than what it was because this thing was obviously bigger. But yeah, knocked it in there. It ended up cracking. I came out this morning and it was cracked. So I texted the guy the pictures of it cracked. He said I installed it with the wrong tool. So I said, okay, what tool do I need to use? And he said I have to bring it to him now. Didn't even tell me what tool I need to use, but he said I need to bring it to him. And hopefully I didn't crack this. It didn't look like I cracked any of this, but it definitely took off a little bit off the edge over here. Good little bit. I had to scuff it with the file just to get it cleaned up so he don't talk shit tomorrow and say that it's bad or something. And hopefully it just goes down in here, and hopefully it's fine down here where it's supposed to go to. But yeah, I knocked the other one out and put the other one in fine. And then I went to go do this one, and it's China shit, so who knows if it's the right measurement. Maybe he gave me the wrong number. Maybe, you know, who knows. But it broke, so yeah, so tomorrow in the morning around 10 o'clock I gotta meet him in Upland at his shop, and he's supposed to press me in one that's supposed to work. So that's, and I was gonna paint all this black. Luckily I didn't paint all this black in case he fucking says he needs another one or something stupid. But I was gonna paint all this black though when I get him back. But so citronella candle to help me with the mosquitoes. But so right now we're jumping on just rust treating the roof up a little bit. I don't know if you guys ever use rust mort, but I kind of like it. It takes off as much rust as possible, skill, and then the rest it converts it to paintable surface. But yeah, it's so wet, and you just scratch it kind of in and wipe it off. But yeah, did all that section. Still got all that section to do. Looking good though. I just want to get this thing ASAP primered on the roof so you get ready for paint on the roof ASAP. I gotta plug in a couple holes. I would just leave them like that, but I don't know. I'll probably end up pulling them out and welding them up. Take out that one dent. That's what we're doing. That's what the day ended up being. It ended up being waking up to that being broken. My cousin hit me up that he needed some transmission fluid in his C5 he got. And so we learned how to put transmission in a C5 today. I could have recorded that, but I didn't. Alright, we'll see what tomorrow brings us. Go get that part done first thing in the morning. And hopefully that's not a hassle with the guy trying to charge me extra or something stupid. Because it's the parts he gave me. It's what I was supposed to do. The other one went fine. Knocked right out. Went back in. No issues. This one struggled a long time to get to go in. Finally got it to go in a little bit, and then that was it. Stopped there. I literally was pounding on it with the fucking press, with the hammer, everything. It wouldn't move. And then I came out here this morning to that piece being shattered. So it is what it is. All right, see what tomorrow brings us. Like I said, I got the brake calipers painted like a silverish color. It's got that done too. But, you know, it's gonna be rust treating the plastic or the roof on the Astro van. What am I talking about? And then oh, I also grabbed these the other day when I was out in Orange County when we went to Knott's Berry Farm. Grabbed all the bushings for underneath this for the springs, so we can get all that done. There's about $62 later. I think it was $60, $60.34 later. Got that citronelle candle going, hope the mosquitoes away. So just converted it, rust converted it all. So you put that stuff all over, kind of use a wire brush to get it to penetrate in, and then it like gets like a glaze over it. You come back over, you wash it, and you know, kind of looks like that, and you wash it, and then as it dries, it turns into this like white, like powdery looking stuff. But yeah, it converts the rust. So it can rust again, so you gotta get it primered kind of quick. But that's why I usually leave this stuff on it until I'm ready to fucking paint it, and I'll wash it then. Like, yeah, you can see like right here, it's already turned to rust again. So I'll have to go get primer most likely tomorrow or the next day, and then I'm gonna hit it all with a sander to get like I said, this fucking top little bit of a top, what do you call it, scaly rust stuff, this bigger stuff off kinda, and then knock off all this stuff that's drying right now. That'll be like that, like a little rusty like that right there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's rusted a little bit. As it dries back, it's rusting. So yeah, you get primered immediately pretty much as soon as you do this. But I'm gonna sand it, and yeah, but there it is right there. It's all rust treated. You can tell it's eating pretty much all of the rust away. It's just big spots where it's scaly, but I could hit that with the sander and it'll take it back. But at least a lot of it's treated and it won't hopefully continue to rust. Well, like I said, it'll scale rust again, but you gotta like sand it and primer it again quickly. So we're gonna probably go grab some sandpaper tomorrow sometime, grab even just a couple of cans of primer, just spray cans probably, and we'll hit it all, rough it all up with the sander, and then we'll spray some primer on this bad boy roof. So yeah, the sucky part is you gotta like razor this shit off right here, this gooey stuff. I don't even want to do that, but yeah, we'll leave for that. But yeah, we're gonna hit it tomorrow, or hopefully by tomorrow maybe I can go get some primer and some sandpaper, because yeah, it's rusting as it goes back, and I can tell it'll be rusting quick right back again if I don't get it primered. So yeah, it's drying now. You can tell it's all turning like a white color. And that's it, rust treatment. Treated the rust. Now it's gotta get primered and then get it painted. I want to do that roof white. I think that roof white color would be a really good color. And then I don't know, I'm gonna end up probably respraying this whole damn van. I really like this color though. Just don't freaking like that it has so many flaws in the paint. You can't see it, but it's like a, I don't know what you call it. But yeah, it's be nice to just repaint the whole thing. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully get that fixed tomorrow. I can get everything, continue on with this. I mean, I could put one on, but why are you going to want to put one on when you have to get all messy again, doing the grease all over again and stuff to do the other one tomorrow? So I'll just wait and do all that then. Yeah, that's how the day went. C10 or C5 fucking Corvette, transmission fluid, rust treated the roof. I got actually hit the rust spots on this thing too. A couple spots I rust treated it real quick too to see if that helps it. Yeah. It is what it is. Another day gone. Thought I'd come on here and show you guys a quick way to do your bearings. Just throw them in there, and then take a bag, grab them, and just, you know, press them in there. Oh, nice! I greased you guys up. Greased you guys. So, you know, take it in there, put it in the bag, press it into the bearing. Doesn't need to have a bearing pusher to push it in there. What do you call it? Greaser. Bearing greaser. Just squeezing it in there, bearing real good. And I'm pretty sure she's greased. Well, you can spin it if you want in there. Don't spin. Not too much. Just pop it out. And she's ready to go. Do the next one, and you're good to go. A little tube. Alright guys, so I didn't realize the kit came with a little thing of Loctite, so I got them Loctited on there. I had some, but I guess the kit came with it. Got it Loctited on there. You can see it's oozing out the cracks right there. That was just a little excess I wiped off my finger. But yeah, it's coming out of the edges there, so it's on there. Same thing over here. On the driver's side, I threw them on there too since it's open. Oh yeah, it's already starting to stick. So that's gonna work. All right, I got the bearing on there. I got the seal in. So time to start throwing these guys on there. And I think we got some spacers and some washers to put on. So we got like this is a spacer they're calling it. And then we have the regular washer and nut in here with the cap, you know, obviously. So it's gonna go spacer and then cap or washer and then nut. So we're gonna throw those on and we'll get back to you. Instructions say, very important to install washer spacer first onto the outer bearing, then use the tanged washer on top. washer spacer. Install castle nut and finger tighten. Do not over tighten because these are bearings, not ball bearings. All right, let's get this done. Well, I was wrong. The spacers do not go there. It looks like they go up here on these two. So we gotta put the spacers up here, not down there, and then it's supposed to bring this bracket to the flush here. That's what we're doing, because this bolt isn't all the way through, and this one has way too much. So that's what we're gonna do. Didn't notice. I'm barely reading the directions here. I read them, but I'd rather just figure it out as I go. So yeah, looks like we're gonna move those spacers from there to up there, and then it's gonna move this bracket more in and flush. Oh well, learning as we go. All right, there we go, on correct now. See, now this one's flush with the back, and we got the spacers up here. I don't know how good you can see that from there, but maybe from the front. You got the spacers in there, and then this one's, see, now we got the nut sticking through, or the bolt sticking through, bolt sticking through. Same thing, bolt sticking through, bolt sticking through. So that should be better now. All right, moving on to throwing on the disc. And then, so I realized that we're throwing on the disc, and it goes on as washer, then the other washer. But this one's like a washer spacer, I guess, to give it a little extra distance. But yep, throwing them on. So it says not to do these bolts too tight, so I kind of just go on here and, you know, wiggle them a little bit, get them working in there kind of, because they were kind of a little rough when you get them on. I had to use a wrench to get them on. I couldn't use my hand. So, and when you start snugging them up, I just kind of, so I can't go to the next pin, so we're just gonna go back to that one, and they're still plenty tight. Spinning really nice now. There we go. Time to put the caliper on. So when you're throwing the calipers on, if you mix them up, you always want that bleed valve pointing up. So if you get them mixed up, remember, bleed valve going up, not down. Coming back, running into another issue. This bottom bolt, the first one you put in, I'm hitting this little nut here. So I'm gonna have to take the nut off and pop the steering down. That sucks. But it is what it is, right? I just can't get it to line up. As you can see, it's touching the nut there, and it's still not lined up to where the threads are gonna go correctly. I don't want to strip it in there, stupid. So I'm gonna pop that off. I could go back and probably loosen all this, but then I gotta go back and tighten it and take all this off, and that's a lot of work. So I guess lesson learned. I don't know how that would, I don't know how we'd fix that issue, but we're gonna take that off. Fuck it. Comes with for the brake lines, comes with these little tiny washers that they want you to put on, but on the caliper it has these bigger, thicker ones. So we're gonna go with the bigger, thicker ones and toss these into the pile. All right, so the brake bolt is a number 12. Crush it, the washer is pretty good. Make sure you get some good pressure on there. I love that this brake caliper has that little slot in there to hold it. Comes on up, and I guess gotta get a clip for it, which I know it's around here somewhere. Just go look around for it. Oh, there it is. So it's just right over here. I'll throw the clip on there, and then we'll start running new brake lines. There she is. If anybody wants to see what this kit looks like, yeah, this is off of Marketplace. A guy that said he's been doing it for about 20 years makes this kit, and good customer service. I had one problem with a race, and he took care of it fine. There was a drive out there, but it is what it is. But look at that. Looks nice. We got discs. You know how nice that sounds? That's so nice sounding. All right, that is nice. One more side to go, and then we can start running new brake lines. Throw the master up on it, and the master fits actually perfect. I just haven't put it on because I needed some brake cleaner to clean the brake booster. It has a lot of oil on it. So yeah, coming out good, guys. I'm getting happy now. I was like, what, like an hour or so just learning on how to put it on there. It's all good. I'd rather learn how to put it on there and make sure I take my time and do it correctly than to throw it on there and it be all crooked or shit. So look at that. That is a nice kit. That's a really nice kit. I like that. That is a really nice kit. Like I said, I went on above and beyond and painted the calipers and the discs so they don't rust, because I hate when these are all rusted and these are all rusted and people just leave them like that. There's no reason for it. This is gonna look clean along with all the rest of the new paint. So Monday evening, and we got the brakes on today, so starting on the brake lines right now. Get up under here, and this is gonna be this side. I'll bring it across the front cross member, and then I'll bring it back up under here and then back around to the brake. So I already got this side, so you'll kind of see what it's like. But I'm gonna do like that. I'll come down the frame and then back up around to the brake line. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go drop down, go across the cross member. And right now it comes like off the brake master, goes along the inside of the frame, goes over the transmission cross member, and then turns into like a 4-way or 3-way or something. I don't know, but we're not gonna do that. We're doing shortcut straight across to the cross member, over to the other side to the brake, and then the same thing for the back. We'll just come down and we'll go on the inside of the frame to the back, and that's how we'll do the brake lines for the back as well. But that's what we're doing right now, just bending brake lines, flaring them. I wish I had a better flare kit or flare tool, but I'm just doing with the old school hand ones. So yep, moving on, get it done. Oh yeah, and as well as we're playing with the van just to see what the stock leaf springs will do, and then I'm getting under there and seeing what I can do. Those planes, I'm telling you, I'm getting under there and seeing what I can do to get it to 4-link it. So that's what we're doing as well. And I still need to get back on my dad's truck and do those headers so I can get it running out of my way.